Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. This is your full-time match reaction from the Stadium of Light on this Saturday evening, where all I'm going to say is about Manchester United today, what the bloody hell was that? Seriously, like, what the bloody hell was that show at Sunderland today? That was totally and utterly embarrassing. Like, that was a complete and utter shit show. From minute 1 to minute 94, that was a total embarrassment for a club that are back in the Champions League, and we can't even get anything against Sunderland away from home. This is a team that we beat comfortably 2-0 at home at Old Trafford, and we've gone away to Sunderland today and played like a bunch of amateurs. I don't want to hear excuses. We had no Sesko. Mbeumo was on the bench. We didn't have any Casemiro. I don't want to hear the excuses today. I'm not settling for any excuses that football club is going to try and put on such an amateurish performance. That simply isn't good enough. That today simply isn't good enough. And yes, we're 6 points clear. I get that. We are 6 points clear. We are 6 points clear. I get that. At least it's a draw. At least we didn't lose and we picked up a point. But Sunderland away from home, Manchester United on paper should be beating. We should be beating teams like this away from home. There is no excuses. I don't want to hear we had no Sesko, we had no Casemiro, Mbeumo was on the bench. We did fuck all in terms of performance. It was a complete and utter ball fest. I completely agree. It was a complete and utter ball fest. And if we're going to play like that in the Champions League next season, then good fucking luck. Honestly, good fucking luck to us next season if we're going to be playing like that in the Champions League. Because to be honest with you, we are going to get absolutely battered. We're going to get absolutely torn apart. And Sunderland were the better team. Sunderland in the first half absolutely battered us. They had 7 shots on target. They had 7 shots on target against a Man United side who want to get back to the top, are back in the Champions League. And if we're going to play like that, then we might as well not bother. We might as well not bother. And I tell you what, I don't want to hear excuses. I'm not hearing excuses from that team today. We should have beat Sunderland. We didn't create enough. We didn't have enough chances. We hardly had any shots on the Sunderland goal. What was we meant to do today? Like, seriously, if we're going to give Michael Carrick the job and we are meant to be playing the way we play today, good luck to us next season. Good luck to us next season, because that today ain't good enough. That today really ain't good enough. And I get we've got Champions League football. I get we've already qualified. I get that. But at the end of the day, you need to be showing up. You should be making a statement. And unfortunately, Manchester United didn't show up. We didn't perform. We didn't get going. And Sunderland, in hindsight, probably should have won. Sunderland, in hindsight, probably should have won. Xerxes, non-existent. Amad Diallo, shocking again. And what makes me absolutely laugh is that we're chucking Mason Mount in. This is what I don't get. We chucked Mason Mount in the midfield for a non-existent Casemiro who wasn't even in the team. We didn't have no Casemiro. We had no Benjamin Sesko. Brian Mbeumo's on the bench. I'm sorry to say, I think Michael Carrick has utterly lost it today. I think Michael Carrick has absolutely lost it. I don't understand the team. I don't understand the selection. I don't understand what Manchester United were meant to be doing today. That did not look like a football club that beat Liverpool last week. That did not look like a football club that beat Liverpool last week. I'm really sorry to say that team today basically showed us that we ain't good enough. We don't deserve to be in the Champions League. And if we're going to play like that, welcome from the turnover from Real Madrid. We're going to get turned over by Bayern Munich. We're going to get turned over by PSG. And we're probably going to get turned over by Barcelona as well. That team showed today we don't have a bloody clue what we're doing. But again, People will use, we've got no Casemiro, we've got no Sesko, and Bremo's on the bench. He's put Ahmad in the team. I get we haven't got those players. I get we didn't have those players today. But unfortunately, when you've got the rubbish that is left over, when you've got the non-existent crap that basically don't give a fuck, this is the type of performances that you are going to get from Manchester United. Joshua Zirkzee has hardly kicked a ball all season. Joshua Zirkzee hasn't kicked a ball all season. And yet Michael Carrick has given this guy an opportunity to be in the team, to start up front, to replace Sesko. I don't know what Joshua Zirkzee actually offers Manchester United going forward. I don't actually know why he's even in the team. I don't know why we've even started him. He's hardly seen any first team football this season. He's hardly had a kick of the ball. And unfortunately, this is what you're going to get. He clearly hasn't worked since he's been here. This was Ten Hag's doing, bringing Joshua Zirkzee into Manchester United in the first place. And unfortunately, Michael Carrick is stuck with options that ain't bloody good enough. We didn't create anything. I completely agree. We created absolutely fuck all today. And it is embarrassing when Manchester United give us performances like this. It is massively, massively embarrassing. But unfortunately, this is the crap that Manchester United have inherited. This is the type of crap that Michael Carrick is stuck with at his disposal. He probably knows deep down Joshua Zirkzee ain't good enough. I think we can all realise Joshua Zirkzee ain't fucking good enough. So why's the guy starting? Why's the guy even in the team? Surely Manchester United have got better options in that team to go with up front. Why not chuck Obi in? Why not chuck Obi Martin in? He's scoring goals for fun in the under-21s, but yet we've decided the best option to go with today was Joshua Zirkzee. Like, someone please tell me why on earth we did that. Someone please tell me what Joshua Zirkzee has done to start that game today. He's hardly kicked a ball all season long, and Michael Carrick thought it was the best option to go with. But people will say Sesko's injured. He doesn't know. We couldn't do that. And Zirkzee's not even a striker. But we can't keep using injuries as an excuse. We can't keep using injuries as an excuse. I don't want to hear excuses. If we can't beat teams like Sunderland, it does need to be called out for what it is. If we can't do that, it does need to be called out. No wonder we are so far behind Arsenal. No wonder we're so far behind Manchester City. No wonder we haven't won the Premier League title in 13 fucking years. And when was the last time we actually won the Champions League? When was the last time we won the Carabao Cup? When was the last time we won the FA Cup? Unfortunately, the players we got ain't good enough. The players we've got ain't fucking good enough. And they show the football we played today was absolutely disgusting. No effort, no passion, and no dedication. We didn't turn up. We didn't turn up. We didn't bother to perform. And those players basically told you, we've got Champions League football now. Get off our backs. Stop putting pressure on our shoulders. We've done the job. We've got what you've wanted. And now we're going to go back to playing the same old shit that we were playing way before Michael Carrick came in. And I feel sorry for Michael Carrick. In hindsight, I do feel sorry for Michael Carrick because he shouldn't have to use Joshua Zirkzee. He shouldn't have to use Amad Diallo, and he shouldn't have to use Mason Mount. I don't understand why those three players are in that team. I really, really do not get why those players are in that team. That was not the correct team to go with. I know we've got no Sesko. Granted, he's our only striker that we've actually got. Sesko is doing more than one job than considering any other player that is actually doing it. It is embarrassing. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. I feel sorry for Sesko not being available because Sesko is in good form. Sesko has scored 11 goals this season and he was a big miss. Sesko was a big miss today. I do get that. But at the end of the day, the players what we should have available, what we had left, should still be able to step up. And if you can't step up, then unfortunately, that's the type of performances that you're going to get. We need an elite striker brought in the summer, and Manchester United are going to have to spend the money. Manchester United are going to have to spend some serious money this summer to get in a really, really good striker. And tactically, Carrick ain't got a clue. I'm not a fake United fan. I'm basically calling for what it is. If you thought that performance was acceptable, then that isn't my fault. That isn't my fault. If you think drawing 0-0 away to Sunderland is acceptable, then that, in my opinion, that isn't good enough. That really, really isn't good enough. I'm sorry to say, that football was rubbish. That football was rubbish. There was nothing going from minute one because of the team Michael Carrick picked. And unfortunately, that's what you're left with. That is the garbage that they're going to deliver you back when the garbage is chucked into the first team. Mason Mount being chucked into the midfield. I don't know what Michael Carrick's actually thinking. I don't understand what chucking Mason Mount's actually going to do. I don't know what Mason Mount offers that Man United team. He's got the famous number 7 in he's got the famous number 7 shirt on the back of him, but yet can't even do anything from the midfield. I'm sorry, he needs to go. Mason Mount needs to go. He isn't good enough, and people need to wake up to it. People do need to actually wake up to the problem is Mason Mount shouldn't even be in that team. I don't know why he's playing 2 number 10s in the same 3-man midfield. I don't understand why you've got literally 3 number 10s in the same midfield to go with against Sunderland. Mason Mount is a number 10, and you've got him sitting in this deep line midfield role next to Kobe Mainoo. It doesn't work. It really, really doesn't work. I get we have got no Casemiro, granted. How Casemiro isn't fit today has to come into question. Why is Casemiro not fit? That's what I don't understand. He was fit enough to play against Liverpool, but in a week's time, he ain't then fit to play against Sunderland. Like, this is what I don't understand. He was all right against Liverpool, but all of a sudden we've come up against Sunderland and he ain't fit. This is what I don't get. This is what I don't understand. You could have put a few of those youth players in that team today, and Michael Carrick completely ignored it. He doesn't want to use Shea Lacey. He doesn't want to use Obi Martin. And I don't understand why we don't give some of these kids a chance. I don't know why you don't chuck some of the youth in knowing that you've got Champions League football secured, because maybe some of those youth players will step up to the mark and actually deliver. But unfortunately, when you're left over with the crap, this is what you're going to get back. The performance wasn't there. That performance was dreadful from minute one. We've watched 94 minutes of crap. We have watched 94 minutes of bullshit again. We were lucky to beat Liverpool. We were very lucky that we didn't lose today. Just Sunderland were massively the better team. Battered us inside that first half. Had 7 shots on target. We could have lost this game today. We could have lost this game. But unfortunately, we've got to count ourselves lucky that Sunderland didn't score. Just Sunderland are crap as well. Sunderland are crap as well. They'll be lucky if they stay up next season. Sunderland will be so lucky if they stay up next season, because unfortunately, everybody, that's what you're going to get from That's what you're going to get. That is what you're going to get. This Sunderland team are basically on their holidays as well. They don't have a goal scorer. They ain't got no midfield, but they still completely battered us. And as for Amad Diallo, I mean, was absolutely atrocious against Liverpool, gave away the resulting ball for the Szoboszlai first Liverpool goal for their comeback, and gets put in the team today. Again, I don't understand. I don't understand what's actually going on. I don't know. I literally don't understand what we're trying to do. I don't recognise that team. I don't recognise what we did against Liverpool. I don't recognise what we were trying to do to. I just don't understand. We should be beating teams like Sunderland away from home. They are such an easy team to play against. I get it's the end of the season. I get Champions League football has already been secured. Granted, I get it. But at the end of the day, you still need to be making a statement. You still need to go out there and perform and put that United shirt on and play with some actual pride. I didn't see any pride today. I saw us go back to exactly the same shit that we've seen under Amorim. You're benching Brian Mbeumo. Like, Amad Diallo isn't on form. Amad Diallo isn't on form. His confidence is absolutely shot. But yet, you're giving him another chance. If he ain't good enough, Michael Carrick, you shouldn't be picking him. You shouldn't be starting him. Imagine we face PSG and Bayern with this depth squad. Exactly. If you put up this squad against Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, PSG, Barcelona, they're going to have a field day. They're going to have an absolute field day. It's going to be like watching ants attack a picnic full of sandwiches. It's going to be like watching ants attack a picnic full of sandwiches. They're going to be free to eat. We are going to get absolutely pulled our pants down. Our pants are going to get absolutely pulled down if we're going to play like this. Because it isn't good enough. The depth of our squad is absolutely shocking. And as for Agate, don't get me started on Agate. He was meant to be the solution for Scott McTominay. He was meant to be the solution for Scott McTominay leaving the club. And Agate somehow has picked up an injury in less than a week. And yet he was on the bench against Liverpool, didn't even get on, and all of a sudden he's gone into training and somehow picked up this mystery injury. And it's like, so basically we've got no midfield resolutions to the second half. Mason Mount had to play 94 minutes. Kobe Mainoo had to play 94 bloody minutes. There was no options. There was no options there. I don't know what Michael Carrick could have done to change that team up. I don't understand what he could have done to, get us back and at least find a winning goal. I mean, we had chances at the end. Mateus Cunha, had a golden opportunity to score. That didn't get taken. That didn't happen. So that was our best chance. That was our best chance to win that game today. And unfortunately, we didn't take it. And this is the problem. We've got no creativity in that midfield. We've got no creativity except Bruno Fernandes. And I know everybody is so desperately wanting him to break this bloody record. I get everybody wants this record to be broken. I get people want Bruno to equal the record and then beat it. But the problem is, if he's got shit players around him, what is he meant to do? Like, what is Bruno Fernandes meant to do? How is he meant to conduct the orchestra if he's got players around him that ain't good enough? Agate, Mason Mount, Amad Diallo, Joshua Zirkzee. What's the guy meant to do? Please drop a follow, smash that like button, would really appreciate it. What's the guy meant to do? If you're Bruno Fernandes and we're going into the Champions League next season and Mason Mount's still here, Joshua Zirkzee's still here, Amad Diallo's down here, and so is Manuel Agate. Where's Bruno's ambition gonna be? Is Bruno Fernandes gonna want to stay? Is he gonna want to go? Because if he looks at that, if he looks at that team and he looks what he's got around him to conduct with, what's he meant to do? Like, seriously, what is Bruno Fernandes meant to do where players around him ain't on his level? Players in that team are nowhere near Bruno's level. Bruno is a completely different player, and he can't do anything when he's got complete and utter useless twats around him. He has got completely useless twats around him. Like, you can't trust Joshua Zirkzee. That got proved today, and there's people telling me, give Joshua Zirkzee a chance. Give this guy a chance. He will come good for us. Unfortunately, it's never going to happen. Joshua Zirkzee proved today he ain't good enough. He ain't the striker we need. He ain't the guy that we can rely on. I'm sorry to say, that ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. Like, I've watched 94 minutes of crap. I've watched 94 minutes of bullshit again. That isn't good enough. Please drop a follow, smash that like button. United need a better striker to replace Zirkzee, a sub for Sesko. Exactly. We do need a better striker. We do need a better striker. Completely agree. But Joshua Zirkzee wasn't the guy I was expecting to start that game. And Sesko was in the squad yesterday. Sesko was in that travelling team. So how all of a sudden, in the last 24 hours, is he not fit? This is what I don't get. The whole team is to blame for everyone was horrid today. Exactly. Alex asked Wayne Rooney to come back. Josh even said he's not a striker. Acts like he could do any better. I could do better. I could do better than Joshua Zirkzee. It ain't bloody hard. It ain't bloody difficult. But unfortunately, Joshua Zirkzee was meant to be the guy that was going to take our strike force up to the next level. Remember when Ten Hag signed him? Remember when Ten Hag brought him in, saying he was going to be our number one key target to get the ball to? He will score us goals. This ain't Serie A. This ain't Serie A. We're not playing in a bullshit bang average Bundesliga. It's absolutely crap. It's absolutely crap. And I'll tell you what, Carrick picked that team. Michael Carrick picked that team. What, are you going to blame him? Or are you going to blame the players that are in the team? Because I think both sides are going to have to take responsibility. Both sides are going to have to take responsibility. I'm sorry to say, if we're playing like this in the Champions League, God fucking help us. Absolutely, God fucking help us. Zirkzee is the worst striker in English Premier League, period. Exactly, I completely agree. Apparently I haven't got a clue. I watched 94 minutes of bullshit. If you think it's acceptable getting a point against Sunderland away from home, be my guest. Absolutely be my guest. If you think that's acceptable, and your standards are down here, where some of us fans like myself, my standards are up here, it's not my fault. As a Sheffield United fan, Fernandes needs support. Exactly. Who else you want us to play? Sunderland Laments was at his best day. All Man United wanted to get the Champions League, and we're in the Champions League. Granted, mate, I could name 10 strikers Zirkzee is better than. Total meltdown over a draw. You are not a fan. Look at what we did against Arsenal, City and Liverpool. You're hating for no reason. I'm not hating, mate. I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth. If people don't like the truth, that isn't my fault. If people don't like the reality, if people don't like the reality, and that people like myself call out the truth, saying how shit we actually were, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because the problem with this fan base, we can't agree on everything, which is fine. We're not always going to agree on everything, are we? We're not always going to agree. Everyone's got different views. Everyone's got a different opinion. I respect what you guys are saying. I respect what you guys say. I take everything on board what you guys are trying. But we've got to look at the performance as a whole. It wasn't good enough. It was a complete shambles. What I could have done with 94 minutes of my life instead of watching that crap. It's night and day. It's night and day. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's the truth. It's one game and you're slagging the players off on. Well, I've got the right to. We were good. We were god awful, mate. Worst game I've watched in a while. Either way, United remain a banter club for a 13th year. Sunderland goalkeeper's almost on holiday. Yeah, we've got different views, so stop saying you're talking the truth when you're not. We haven't been good since the Tottenham game, says Callum. You ain't good anymore. The Prem's been terrible this year. That's why you're third. Give it rest, mate. You think like we lost 5-0. We can't win every game. Man U fans after one game qualify for Champions, but not good enough. Your cluelessly was experiment, you sausage. Yeah, we had to bad do them players start normally. But the problem is, mate, Michael Carrick shouldn't have to pick those players. He shouldn't have to pick Mason Mount. He shouldn't have to pick Amad Diallo. He shouldn't have to pick Joshua Zirkzee. That's not fair on Michael Carrick. That's not fair. I actually feel sorry for the manager. And if he gets this job in the summer and all this goes wrong in 18 months and we're going to sack him, I'm going to come back here and I'm like, I told you so. I'm going to be back here in 18 months telling I told you so. Because they will all be out the door. I hope they are going to be out the door. I hope they are going to be out the door. I don't want these players getting a chance. But again, we can't use injuries as an excuse. I don't want to use injuries as an excuse. We had players there to do the job. We had players there that still could have won us the game. And unfortunately, we didn't do it. You've got to keep him up the summer. He's beat all the big six with no signings. Yeah, I do grant that. I do grant that. We are rebuilding the team. I hope they're going to rebuild this team. We should have got beat 5-0 because Sunderland batters us. We only had 2 injuries. But Agate's, has got injured in training. Casemiro apparently ain't fit enough. And Sesko was in the team 24 hours ago and somehow ain't in the team today. I'm just expressing how I feel. I feel like, in my opinion, I've watched 94 minutes of crap. I'm just trying to state, from my perspective, how I felt about the game today. We literally having a rebuild. You act like we're going to have a big PSG buy-in in 2 seasons, and the players, and you just... It's not that deep. Chill out loud. The season we literally having a rebuild. You're saying like we're going to have a PSG buy-in team in 2 seasons. How can you rebuild a team? Keep sacking managers and players are coming and going left, right, and centre. Thank you, Dan. Exactly to the truth. We are missing 2 midfielders, a winger and a striker. Sesko played with a knock Liverpool. That's not 24 hours ago. United fans, calm down. You'll win a few games, and you think you'll prime Barcelona. Give the team time. Patrick Schick or Welbeck returns. Who is most suitable to replace Xerxes? I don't know who can replace Xerxes. I get we've got no Casemiro. I get that. I get we have no Agate. Well, Agate's not even going to be here. Agate would have been useless anyway. That we can all agree on. If you had Agate anyway, he would have been pretty useless to have in that midfield because he ain't good enough. But missing Casemiro is a big blow. Obviously, not having him in the team is a big blow. I do get that. I understand. I'm not trying to argue with you guys and get into rousing arguments. I'm just trying to express how I see this team. Casemiro is leaving, but he was a big miss in that midfield today. There was no balance in that midfield. Chucking in a Mason Mount into a 3-man midfield when he's a number 10. I don't agree with that. I'm generally laughable that we've exceeded our expectations for the season and we're complaining. No, that not that rebuild, that just fraud and just getting by. I'm more than happy with the draw today. It's always better than winning. We only have 2 more games. We sat 2 matches because they didn't do anything. Us, Amram didn't help hold up. He will be a big miss, Casemiro. Yeah, exactly. He will be a big miss. Everyone drop a follow. Smash that like button. I get what... I'm just trying to get you guys to realise how I felt as a fan today watching that. I don't want to argue with you guys. I don't want us all to fall out. I'm trying to build a community where it gets you guys involved. So then you can't blame Mason for that then and name call him. But Mason Mount's crap, mate. Mason Mount is rubbish. Playing him in a 3-man midfield when he's a number 10, Michael Carrick decided that today. Michael Carrick decided that he'd play a 3-man midfield of Kobe Mainoo, Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes. And how many injuries does Mason Mount keep picking up, by the way? And I get we had no other option. We played awful, really deserved to lose, says Noah. Who else are you going to play there? He's not rubbish, though. He's the position he's in, but he's not technically rubbish. So why couldn't he use the best natural midfielder? Who else does he play? Who else would you want to have played it as a holding? We know he doesn't deserve the 7 from when he signed him. It's not that bad a result. Sometimes you have to look past the pitch performance. Xerxes not fitting in really hurts me. It's Mount or one of the Fletcher brothers who aren't ready. Could have played Fletcher. Mount should be playing where Ahmad did. But Ahmad's not... Mason Mount's not a right winger, though. Mason Mount's not a right winger. He's a number 10, so you can't put Mason Mount on the right. That's never going to... You could have put Martinez there. That's a good point. I am going to pin Tyler's comment. You could have put Martinez there. You could have done that. Mount is a 10. Xerxes more of a cam. Exactly. What's your take on Xerxes? I don't rate the guy. He ain't good enough. Leach as a CDM, Heaven centre back. They could have done that. Ahmad, we need to start questioning him. Exactly. Completely agree with Callum. That does need to get questioned as well. How Ahmad is still in this team, because I don't understand it either. I don't know why Ahmad ain't getting dropped. Ineos brought Sesko in Bremer and Kuhn and got us making profit as a club for the first time in years. Granted, we should have played a 4-4-2, says M. We have way too many number 10s. Once we sort that out, we will be fine. If he's going to rest players, he needs to start giving Lacey... Yeah, exactly. Why didn't Shea Lacey get a game today? Why is Obi not in the team? Like, they're both doing so well for the under-21s. Why is Michael Carrick neglecting the youth players? Why is Michael Carrick neglecting the youth players? Mbeumo's been sleeping as well. It's been sleeping around as well. Given the pressure is off now, we should have started Mbeumo to get his confidence back. I would agree with that. We should agree with Jack. We should have started Mbeumo today. I don't know why he benched him. I get his form's dipped massively. They had games literally 2 days ago. Do you know why Cass was not on the line? Apparently Casemiro wasn't fit. I don't know why it took so long to bring in Mbeumo on. I know he's not in good form, but so isn't Ahmad. The academy players did play yesterday. Yeah, that was granted. But Shea Lacey was in the squad, though. Shea Lacey did travel up with the travelling squad today for today's game and didn't get a look in. So that's all I'm saying. Matt is a one-position player. He's not a versatile at all, but Bruno is such a better 10. So many academy players will play next season. Well, that's got to happen. I want to see Shea Lacey more involved. I want to see Obi Martin more involved. Ahmad should go right back. Lacey played against Man City. Ineos have been in charge of the football inside since they came in. That is very true. I just don't think that was good enough. Like, I think you guys have wasted your time watching 94 minutes. I actually feel sorry for you guys watching that today. Because in my opinion, that isn't good enough. I think as a fan base, you guys deserve better performances. That today wasn't good enough. It was a complete and utter shambles from minute one. It was shambles from minute one. We didn't get going. We didn't create enough chances. We only had one or two decent chances on goal, on target, and we didn't take them. We had no Sesko, no excuse. We had no Casemiro, no excuse. We had no Agate. We had no Delo. Lemens did save us again. Lemens did save us. JJ Gabriel next season? Yeah, I want to see JJ Gabriel get involved. Yeah, absolutely. And Lemens did save us. Champions League football next season and we played like that in the Champions League, it'll be scary. Exactly. Do you know what, Callum? You've probably made the comment of the stream. Please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. If we play like this, the way we did today, in the Champions League next season, we are going to get absolutely torn apart. It will be from Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, Bayern Munich. Our fixtures are going to be hell. Our fixtures are going to be hell. And if we play like that, those teams are going to have a field day. Ever since Lacey got that red, they seem to be scared to play him. Yeah, I've noticed that. We are a team for the future, to be honest. We can agree. We know we won't get far in the Champions League. Exactly. He couldn't play this season. He was too young when you could register players. Thoughts on Rashford coming back to undercut? Rashford's not coming back. That's already been... We had 5 subs before the game. We didn't have the full 11. Lacey's red wasn't a red as well, says Callum. Yeah, exactly. I don't think 5-6 players in the summer is enough. 5 to 6 signings in the summer ain't good enough. We need to sign at least 8 or 9. We need to sign at least 8-9 players. 5-6 players ain't enough. I think every team has off days, and Sunderland are a tricky team at home since we've been overreactive. We are not going to get 8 or 9, but we need 8 or 9. Please drop a follow, smash that like. I am listening. I'm reading out your guys' comments. Rashford's not coming back. Man United do not want to integrate Rashford into the team. They're not integrating Rashford back in. They've already come out and stated it. They're not putting him back in. He's going to get sold. 7-8 Deadwood leaving. To us, we looked like we had a midweek game. They looked tired. Jamie says he is coming back. Yeah, he's coming back from his loan move. But the Man United aren't integrating him back in. They want him sold. They want him gone. He's coming back from his loan move because it finishes, but they're not integrating him back in. They're not in. They've come out and clarified this. Look at the results this season. Sunderland are tough, and we had some rotation players in there. I ain't mad, says Dan. Ever since the 22 season, Rashi's hasn't been the same. We have said we would if no one gives us the right price. But they're still wanting to sell him. Which players would you want in the summer? Our squad depth should be better to deal with someone like Sunderland. Exactly, completely agree with them. Another good comment. Our squad depth should have been better to beat Sunderland. Rash has had its time. Anyone who remembers him letting players run past him and walk in knows. Why do we want Rashford back? He's had 2-3 great seasons. Other seasons he's been terrible. Completely agree. What I want in the summer, you're asking me for my summer signings. I want 3 midfielders signed. I want a left back. I want a right back. I want a backup goalkeeper. I want a striker. And I want a centre back. I want at least 8 signings. I want 8 signings in the summer. I don't know who the 3 midfielders are going to be. We don't know who the 3 midfielders are going to be. We don't know who the left back's going to be or the right back. We don't know who these players are going to be. Anderson, Sonani, Baliba would be my midfield 3. A left back I'm not really sure on. Right back I'm not sure on. Centre back I'm not sure on. Van der Ven maybe. I would love that Coventry goalkeeper as our backup to Lemens. And as a striker, I would go out for Harry Kane. I would go out for Harry Kane and maybe a left winger. So that's 9 signings. So yeah, no, we do need a left winger as well. I'm glad Luke has just mentioned it. I am going to pin your comment, Luke. So again, I did. How Mason Mount doesn't work in the DM. Completely agree. Bruno's been pocketed today. Exactly. There's not going to be free midfield. They do want to sign free midfielders if we can sell Agate. They've come out and said 8 new players will mean no cohesion like Liverpool this season. We do need a left winger. There are a few players in the Championship like Whittaker at Middlesbrough. Left wing, we do need a left winger. Will the people wanting Mbappe? Would you take him at United? We ain't getting Kane, mate, says Josh. Harry is staying at Bayern. Harry Kane isn't going to go from Bayern to Man U. We need Sesko and Casemiro. Bruno, Guimaraes and Tchouaméni would be great. Mbeumo should go in striking rotation with Sesko. Mbeumo does not work down the middle. We've already tried this. I'd go to Nana, Belieber and someone experienced. Go for like Coyote from Brentford. That's a good shout. Anderson, Tonali, Tchouaméni says Leighton. They said 2, not 3. Pritchard literally said this the other day. But if we can sell Agate, they want a third midfielder because Agate's going. I'd bring Vlahovic up front. With the people wanting Mbappe, would you take it round at Man United? We're not getting Rushworth, says Alfie. You're not getting Rushworth. Mbappe was literally scoring as a striker. Tchouaméni. Buy Dominic Calvert-Lewin off us, says Jack. Sell Ahmad to fund another midfielder or to fund Diamande. What I think Ahmad, I don't know what's going to happen. What do you guys think of Ahmad? Would you sell him or would you send him on loan? Because if he's not working on the right wing, what do you guys do? Would you just bench him or would you sell him? Like, I would love to hear what you guys think. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. And again, I'm trying to get you guys more involved. So this is why I read out your comments. Ahmad should be a bench player, says M. Sell for Diamande, says Josh. I would sell him based on his last few performances. I don't know. Didn't he have a really bad injury? Didn't Ahmad have a really bad injury at one point? And since then, he hasn't been the same player. I don't think he turned up again today. And against his former club as well, I thought Ahmad would have been able to integrate where the weak points are in that Sunderland team. So maybe that's why Michael Carrick put him on the right instead of Mbeumo. But I just don't think it's working. Ahmad is class. He just needs his confidence back. Then he'll be back. I'd keep him on off season. Shouldn't maybe this happen? He was our best player last season. He has 2 goals all season, says Jack. He's a class player, but his confidence is shocking. Pretty sure 2 assists as well. Would love Cass to stay another season, but he hasn't got the legs or 2. Exactly. Ahmad was shocking. I didn't see anything from Ahmad on the right. And I know Mbeumo's not been great either, but it would have been better to maybe change the team at the 60th minute. I don't know why we didn't make changes earlier. After what we saw in the first half, I think Michael Carrick should have done something quicker. I don't know why we waited so long to make changes. I just don't think it worked. We're scared of shooting in that game. Yeah, we were scared. We were scared. We were scared. It did feel very, very scarish watching us. It did feel very scary. Unfortunately, his confidence is low, says John Joe. I hate Cunha. I hate Matheus Cunha on the left. I don't want Matheus Cunha on the left next season. Again, it's not working. I don't know what it does for him being on the left. Matheus Cunha should have buried that chance. Yeah, I completely agree with Leighton. He is right. Leighton is right. Matheus Cunha's chance he should have buried that. That should have gone in. Banana Leclerc. It's just not working. Matheus Cunha is calm. But again, the chance he had, he didn't take. And this is the problem. That chance he had, he didn't take. And this is the problem. Him on the left, it doesn't work. Having Ahmad on the right out of form, it doesn't work. I feel sorry for Mbeumo. I get Mbeumo's form ain't good enough. Mbeumo's form has massively stepped off. But it would have been better to maybe bring him on in an earlier stage of that game to at least create something, because Ahmad did nothing for the whole... What minute did Ahmad come off for? Because did Ahmad play 94 minutes? I can't exactly remember. Matheus Cunha had 2 chances. The line where Dorgu's low driven it into the box and mounts through ball. Thought Dorgu was good when he came on. Yeah, he should have been finishing, but he has been fine off the left. Yeah, Matheus Cunha's having to play on the left because we don't basically have a left winger, do we? We don't have a left winger. Sell Martinez to Barcelona, says M. I'd sell Ahmad, Xerxes, Mount, get Tchouaméni, Alex Scott, Tonali for the midfield. That's a good free midfield shout. Tonali, Alex Scott and Tchouaméni would be great, but apparently Real Madrid don't want to sell Tchouaméni. So, yeah, he has been class on the left, but them 2 chances he had should have been 2 goals. Exactly. See, this is what I'm trying to get. I'm not wanting to argue or row with you guys. I'm just trying to get everybody's view on what I think on it. He should have taken Ahmad off at half time. I think we should have got Mbeumo on straight away. I would have made changes straight away. I just don't think it worked. You could have instead of putting Mason Mount in that position in the midfield, you could have played Martinez and next to Mainu and put Fernandes in the number 10 instead of putting Mount a number 10 behind Bruno in the holding midfield situation. Mateus Cunha, you're going to have to use on the left because we haven't got a left winger. Ahmad, I probably would have taken off at half time to then bring in Mbeumo on. I know Mbeumo's form's been off, but I think he would have been better in that second half instead of Ahmad playing for so long. As for Xerxes, I don't understand this substitution, by the way. Let me hear you out on this. What on earth were we thinking bringing Dorgu on for Xerxes? Like, someone please tell me what Michael Carrick was thinking bringing Dorgu on for Xerxes. Like, someone please tell me how that made any sense. Toomey has asked for a transfer list ongoing that incident recently. We need a left back and a right back, an experienced striker and a winger who can play right and left. It made us better. Yeah, it made us better. I will get that. Bringing Dorgu on, it did make us play better. I would agree with Leighton and Jack. It did make us play better. I get that. It did bring pace. It did bring intensity, but we did need a striker. That's what I'm trying to get at. We didn't have a striker to bring off the bench. We literally didn't have a striker, and I'm not complaining. I'm integrating with the chat. I'm going back and forth what you guys say and what I say. It's just a shame we didn't have that striker to bring on for Xerxes because Xerxes did fuck all. He could have put Mateus Cunha up front. That could have been an option. He could have put Mateus Cunha down the middle, put Dorgu on the left, taken Ahmad off and put Mbeumo on the right, then put Bruno in the number 10, taken Mount off, bring Heaven on, put Heaven at centre-back with Maguire, and then he could have put Martinez in the midfield with Mainu and Bruno. He could have done that, but we didn't. Given Dorgu too much face, it's being pushed up to left wing. Dorgu starts on the left for me against Forest. Lacey needs to start on the right. Aman needs to be sold, says Dylan. João Pedro's new signing, in my opinion. Cunha wasn't even very good either, says Leacher_United. Surely Lacey has to play, says John Joe. Please drop a follow, everybody. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. Sign Cole Palmer. He wants to leave. There's no way we're signing Cole Palmer. There's no way we're getting him out of Chelsea. We would have to pay stupid money for that to happen. That ain't gonna. We are not going to win anything with Xerxes and Ahmad. I completely agree. I'm gonna pin Dylan's comment. We ain't gonna win nothing with Ahmad and Xerxes. I saw that team today and I absolutely felt the worst.
Banana Leclerc.
Bruno had a shit game. Palmer is a one-season wonder anyway, says Josh. Palmer's doing shit. Palmer's only good when it comes to scuffling a cheeky scrapper goal. Yeah, that is true. I do agree though what Dylan's just said. We're not going to win anything with Ahmad. We ain't going to win anything with Xerxes. And I don't think we're going to win anything with Mount. Absolute diabolical performance, says Keith. Completely agree. It was a diabolical performance. It was absolutely shocking. It was beyond shocking. It was shit. Beyond shit. It was unforgivable at times. We would win something if we had the right Ahmad. We need a game winner, says Leach_United. Mason Mount looked like he was hiding the whole game. Well, that's the problem. You're playing Mount out of position. He's not even a midfielder. He's a number 10. He's playing in the second midfielder next to Mainu. He isn't a number 10. He's a number 10. He's not a deep-lying midfield player. Only attacking player if anyone was Cunha today. Mount was not bad. Mount was shocking, mate. Mount was crap. Mount had about 6 yellows, I swear. Our man needs to go on alone for 2-3 years to higher up his confidence. That's a good point from Leighton. That mate. See? People really need to put that performance in context. It was a shit performance. It was shit. It was embarrassing. From minute 1 to minute 94, it was absolutely shocking. There was no confidence in that team. There was no confidence. We didn't get going. We didn't turn up. Carrick isn't the guy, says Joshy. If we're going to play like this under Carrick in the Champions League, then God help us. Absolutely God help us. But targets are achieved and we've had injuries. It's not that deep, says Jack. Don't know what's happened to Ahmad this season, says Beth and Jones. I don't know what's happened to Ahmad. I think it's either been that injury he had. But has anyone noticed since AFCON that he's come back like this? Has anyone noticed it or is it just me? Since the African Cup of Nations in January, Ahmad's come back and he looks like a completely different player in a bad way. He doesn't look like the player we had before he went to AFCON. Ahmad is too old for 2 seasons loan, sell and get Diamande. Ahmad is a wing back. He's awful on the wing. He's too weak to deal with full-back, says Dylan. Sunderland owned us. Yes, Sunderland did own us, Lucy. _is_icon. Ahmad, because Ahmad fit in Amarin's system, not this same one with Mbeumo. Again, like, I want Ahmad to get back to his best. I want Ahmad to get back to his best. Granted, I think everybody wants to see Ahmad improve, but you can't be putting a player in the team whose confidence is absolutely shot. Like, you can't be picking him. If he ain't in a good headspace and his confidence is low, what are you doing picking him? Yeah, but Sunderland are fighting for Europe. We've had UEFA Champions football. Everyone is over. We're not overreacting. We're basically just expressing how we felt about the result, because we should have beat Sunderland. We had 2 good chances to score 2 goals and we didn't take them. This is finished 0-0, and I don't think finishing 0-0 at Sunderland is acceptable. But this showed us how weak we are. This is going to make UEFA Champions League harder. Exactly. And right, it's not called crying. It's called interacting with the live chat, getting everyone's opinions on the game. We're not crying. We're just basically... Oh my God. Fuck off. He's got no tactics. He has no plan B. We need like 3 midfielders, a right back, a striker to tutor Sesko. Ahmad's head is in Sunderland. It's not that deep, mate. We'll get third. We will get third, says is it Elvin? Ivan? I hope I pronounced that right. We need a world-class striker. We need to get rid of Yoro and give Heaven more game time. We need a fucking good transfer window, says John Joe Shelby. Take him for 50 minutes, please, so we can get Diamande. Carrick should be gone next season, says George. It was just shit today, and I think you fans deserve better. It was an absolute shit show. It was a shit show. Please drop a follow, smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. It was a shit show for 94 minutes. Man United didn't turn up. Man United didn't perform. It looked like we couldn't be bothered. It felt like today that we couldn't be bothered. And that's a mentality issue. It just felt like we were on our holidays. It felt like we were on the beach. It felt like we couldn't be bothered. We didn't turn up. We couldn't be asked today. And that's a mentality issue. If you can't beat teams like Sunderland, then we're in big, big trouble. Like, we are in big, big shit if we're going to draw 0-0 away to Sunderland. Heaven was so good when he was starting. Exactly. Can we just make that comment? Heaven got benched today. He's done so well for us in the last couple of games and then got benched. Soon as Martinez is back, we're putting him straight back in. That is comment of the stream. Why was Heaven benched? He's done so well for us when we had no Martinez, no De Ligt, no Maguire against Chelsea, and he gets benched. Have a feeling our last 2 games are going to be shocking as well. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if this season comes to a complete grinding halt. Martinez was brilliant today, mate. What are you? Yeah, but Heaven didn't deserve to get dropped. Heaven did not deserve to get dropped. What I'm trying to say is, instead of dropping Heaven, keep him in the team, play him at centre-back with Maguire. Instead of playing Mason Mount out of position, put Martinez into the midfield next to Mainu so Heaven can still be in the team. Because Heaven's done nothing wrong. He ain't done nothing wrong. Martinez is a liability. Get Martinez to the Serie A. Go and get Bastoni. I felt sorry for Aiden Heaven. I felt sorry for the guy. It's not his fault. But again, Michael Carrick picked that team. Michael Carrick made that selection. Michael Carrick picked the team he thought was best to go with. But I felt sorry. I feel again, Heaven had a masterclass against Chelsea, Liverpool and Brentford, but got dropped because of leak. Exactly. He got dropped for Martinez. And Heaven's not... I just think the midfield should have been different. You didn't need to have Mason Mount. You don't need another number 10 in the same 3-man midfield. Put Martinez next to Mainu. Put Bruno in the number 10. Mateus Cunha on down the middle. You could have had Dorgu on the left. Mbeumo on the right. Maguire and Heaven at centre-back. Mazraoui and then Shaw. That's the team I would have gone with. That is a team I would have gone with. But Michael Carrick obviously thought he knew better. So, again, do you point the fingers at Carrick or do you point the fingers at the players? Because neither today made good decisions. None of the players made good decisions, and Michael Carrick didn't make decisions either. We need goals, pal. Never mind defence. We need goals. You aren't a professional man. Obviously, he knows better. I'm just expressing how I would have lined up that team. Mason Mount's being played out of position. Ahmad is out of form. Gets put in the team. Mateus Cunha, who is okay on the left every now and again, had 2 chances to score 2 goals and doesn't take them. You're playing Joshua Zirkzee up front, who ain't fucking good enough. You've got Mason Mount playing in a midfield 3 with Fernandez, and he's behind him with Mainu. Mount's number 10. Like, it's not a bad result. Yeah, granted. But it was a draw. It was a ball fest. And that game's probably going to get shown last on Match of the Day as well, which is going to be absolutely great. They're all going to get minutes. UEFA Charity Football was the goal and it's been secured. Who do we put up front instead? I've literally just gone through the team. Exactly. Con has just said, or Connor or Con has just said it was a shit result as a United fan. Exactly. Why can't people say it was a shit result? Because it was. Mbeumo should have started at a striker, not Zirkzee. Completely agree with Keith again. It was a shit result. It was a shit result. Please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Would really appreciate it. I think Zirkzee was thrown into the deep end. Yeah, he was thrown in at the deep end. Zirkzee shouldn't even been in the team. How did we play? I didn't watch the match. All I'm going to say is you didn't miss a lot. It finished 0-0 and Man United were completely dog shit. So, honestly, don't bother about it. It was absolutely shit. Beyond a joke. It was a complete and utter waste of time. Half these ain't watched the game. Good result was shocking today. Exactly. Like, I managed to watch the game. And it was shit. For 94 minutes, we did fuck all. And yet people were saying it's a good result. We didn't lose. We got a point. Like, honestly. Like, seriously. Mbeumo's a strive for 90 minutes shows a lack of knowledge. I don't want Mbeumo down the middle. It doesn't work when you put Mbeumo down the middle. We've all got a different view. We've all got a different opinion, right? Senna Lamens did have a masterclass. Probably kept us in the game as well. But what I'm trying to get at is we were shit. We were absolutely shit. We created nothing for 94 fucking minutes and people think it's okay. And people thinks it's alright. I'm sorry, it's not okay. It was amateurish and it was boring. It was like watching a five-a-side team play futsal. It was like watching Border League. It was crap. Carrick plays Southgate ball. Areola has Prem experience, plays good attacking football better than Carrick. Yes, agree, Lemens saved us 5 or 6 times. Please drop a follow, smash that like button, would really appreciate. Is this a W? Yeah, alright. Carrot count man, says Ethan. Is this a W? Taking Aid in Heaven is way better than Lenny Yoro. Have you been a United game? Yes, I have, Tom. I have been to a United game, mate. Yeah, John, exactly the same shit we said about Moyes. Not okay, but realistically, they have nothing to play for. Already clear of Paul and won't get second. But what we're trying to get at is the performance was shit. We were shit. If people think it was a good result, finishing 0-0 against Sunderland, great. If you think it was good enough and it was great, fair enough. Fine. But I'm telling you now, some of us United fans have got standards that are up here. Some United fan base supporters, their standards are here. And some of your fans, your standards are about down here. My standards are up here. I want perfection. I want good football. I want to score goals. I want to beat these teams. Should have kept Amram, had progress, and now we look back to old us again. I'd like to see Lacey on the right again instead of Ahmad. United, Man United are crap they've been for years. They're only due to a poor league war. Yeah. Probably going to go good for how bad we was. We only got Moyes because he was an older Sir Alex Ferguson. They thought it'd be another Sir Alex. That's very true. Today highlighted our squad depth is shocking. Thank you, Dan, who's absolutely put the nail on the head. Mash out to Dan87. Today highlighted how shit our squad depth actually is. Our squad is shit. Ahmad ain't good enough. Xerxes ain't good enough. Mount ain't good enough. Luke Shaw ain't good enough. Diego Dalot ain't good enough. It showed. It shows. We need to go all in for Luis Enrique, says Ethan. That ain't going to happen. He's signing a new contract at PSG. Our wing-backs let us down again. Completely agree. Please smash the like button. Please drop a follow. We're going to be live for about 4 or 5 more minutes and then I'm going to grab mid-C. We need a new midfield, says John Joe Shelby. Yeah, we do need a new midfield. We do need a new midfield, but Man United probably won't spend the money that's needed. Forget them spending big in the summer. What net spend in the summer? Net spend in the summer. I want to spend 300-400 million. If we're going to have a so good transfer window, I want to see a net spend of 300 to 400 million. And I want to see 8 to 9 players brought in as well. If we're going to properly rebuild this squad, I want to see a net spend of 400 million. I want players sold on top of that. And I want 8 to 9 players brought in. Or actually, give Carrick 400 million. Sell the crap that we are going to sell. Put that money on top of that. And then bring in 8 to 9 players. Because otherwise, United are going to be screwed in the Champions League next season. We are going to be absolutely screwed. Yeah, that's right. Why did Heaven start today? Go ask Michael Cack why he didn't start. United are shit, says Cruz Page. Yeah, we were shit today. We were shit. You're absolutely right. We were shit. We didn't deserve to win. Sunderland probably deserved a good result. But again, Sunderland are shit as well. So, you know, it is what it is. Our weekend has been ruined again. Our weekend has been ruined again. So, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. We didn't win. It finished 0-0. We're screwed without Casemiro in the midfield. With Casgo, we need at least 2 midfielders and promote a youngster. I want to see 3 midfielders in the summer. I want United to be signing 3 midfielders in the summer, and thing is we're still first as James talks football. Yeah, we are still third. Yeah, get Grimaldo in for left back. Get Diamandes who can play both wings. Get an experienced striker in too. With Kaz going, yeah, exactly. We've read that comment. Please drop a follow, smash that like button. So I'm not annoyed. Hope we get a midfield. Exactly. Embarrassing football match. Yeah, it was embarrassing, and that's probably where I'm going to leave this match reaction. Thanks to everybody that has tuned in. Thank you for all the likes. Welcome to all the new followers, and welcome to everybody who's joined today and give me a follow. If you haven't followed already, please drop a follow. Smash that like button. Thanks to everybody that has tuned in. Thank you for the 1,700 likes, all the new followers, everyone that's watched this match reaction. I appreciate what you guys are saying. Everyone's views and opinions always get respected. We may not always agree. We may disagree sometimes about where we see United and how things get better or get worse. But that's what it's about. But we need to be united now. We've got Champions League football. We're still third. We may not have won today, but it was just a shit game. I think the football this weekend has just been absolutely atrocious. But I'm going to go and try and enjoy the rest of my weekend, except thinking about Manchester United, because that was utterly shit today. That was utterly shit. Embarrassing, poor, amateurish. But that's what you get when you've got garbage players in a garbage team with garbage players who don't give a shit. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. And I'll be live probably Sunday night leading into Monday morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. Sunderland 0. Manchester United 0. What a complete and utter waste of time that was.